Aloha, Hanan. Thank you so much for
Aloha,
coming
Audrey.
on to my Love What with Audrey. I am so excited.
I was so excited when you actually came up with the idea. Thank you so much for having me.
Where are you dialing in from?
Currently, I'm in Casablanca, in Morocco. It's winter here. It's quite cold. For me, if I want to see snow, anything, I need to go either to the north part or the south
Hmm.
part,
Yeah.
Marrakech region. But in Casablanca, it's basically just a bit of wind.
So you're really international. Can you tell everyone a little bit about yourself?
My name is Hanan. I was born here in Morocco. When I reached age of 20, I started my first job. That was with the Saudi Airlines. I started flying and visited in different countries. The air host, I worked as an air hostess for almost 20 years. Worked in a hotel, about 3 years of experience in
Mm.
Hyatt hotel. And then I joined a real estate company in Dubai, in UAE, which one of the number one companies actually. It's called I'mar. My background is more hospitality, customer service. A few years back, I decided to come back to Morocco. An opportunity of a job presented itself to me. Now it's a completely new field. As assistant principal of the KG primary and secondary here in Morocco. It's considered hospitality because I'm actually taking care of parents' needs and the kids from time to time. They
Okay.
have their own, they have their queries. As a
Hmm.
person, I adventured in a career of hypnotherapy,
Hmm.
which was fascinating for me. That got me the opportunity to learn more about myself
Yeah.
and emotionally how our brain and our heart connect, and how that
Mm.
connects very, very important to understand our own behavior, our own way of thinking, and our decisions. Because of the hypnotherapy, it's introduced me to something else called meta health. Meta health
Okay.
is, in short, it's the relation between the emotions and the sickness and diseases that a person can actually encounter, which
Mm.
is
Yeah.
even more fascinating. It's very important that a human being
Mm.
stay connected to his human or her human side.
Yeah.
And the more you get to know yourself and you connect about your own feeling, your own body, you have the opportunity to lead a beautiful life.
Yeah, there's definitely a mind-body connection, like
Exactly.
Dr. Gabor Mate's book, When the Body
Uh,
Says No, that made such an impact in my practice.
I listened to his podcast. He helped me a lot in many ways.
Mm. I'm very curious about where you've traveled and where you really enjoyed.
I visited all the continents. One of the best part about traveling is it allows you to really discover a lot about yourself and about other cultures, beliefs, ethnicities. I can give you an example. In one flight, especially with Emirates Airlines, you can literally have 17 nationalities working together.
Employees? Okay.
Employees, yes. That can give you an idea about the diversity. Plus, when you reach that country where we travel to, so we definitely will have someone from that particular country. So we used to take all the information, where to go, what to do, and everything. So personally, for me, any country that I visit that it has water and
Okay.
a nature, that's
Mm.
basically a calling for me. I feel so good. I feel so happy, and I feel excited. At the same time, I really feel zen. When I traveled to Indonesia, I
Mm.
went to Bali. Even in Jakarta, there is a safari place which was really, really beautiful.
Mm.
But Bali was one of the places that stayed in my mind and in my heart.
Yeah.
That the second place was Mauritius. It's all like tropical. Thailand as well is tropical, so it's
You in
all
the
the areas.
ocean, girl.
Yes, exactly. Whatever there is ocean, there is water. I feel more drawn to. I'm not a city
Mm.
girl. If I can go
Mhm.
for a hike or for a dive, swimming, it's just amazing.
Yeah.
However, I would not exclude one city that really, really means a lot to me. That's Vienna.
Okay.
That's one of my favorite places to visit. If you tell me Europe, I would tell you take me to Vienna.
I went skiing in Austria and we passed through Vienna. And it's so
Mhm.
beautiful. It's like going through almost like a storybook.
Yes, that's true. I visited many, many, many places. India was one of the mystic places I've
Yeah.
visited. Wonderful. Interesting enough, I haven't got a chance to visit cities in my own country, so I'm actually
Okay.
planning to do so next week. And
Road
next weekend I'm
trip.
going up north side of
Mm,
Morocco, so looking forward to that.
nice.
Yeah, yeah.
I was in New York on and off for 15 years. I've
Hmm.
never gone to the Statue of Liberty or into Empire State Building. Maybe it's just
Yeah,
one of those things when you live in a place you don't go to those touristy
yeah,
places.
that's very true.
Yeah. Mm,
After I decided to come back home,
mm,
Morocco, I decided before that there's one place I want to visit in US. So I visited
mm.
Hawaii. So that was
Yay, Hawaii!
so honestly,
Hmm.
I did not realize how until now how it affected me. It
Okay.
affected if, spiritually, mentally, and
Yeah.
even emotionally.
Hmm.
One of the things that really stood up is the first day I walked into the ranch. Okay,
Hmm. Yeah.
the thing is when I
We
I
met at
prepared.
that crazy place. How did we survive? Meeting you was the best part of the experience.
I felt exactly the same thing. You made a big difference in me staying there. I realized how much as a person I'm capable of taking care of myself. When you feel like you're stuck, but when you learn how to really listen to your body and listen to your
Yeah.
emotions, and then when the harmony starts happening between your brain and your emotions. I'm not used to living in the jungle.
Oh, it
Okay,
was the jungle.
so
Tropical
I walked
jungle.
there exactly when I went up to the dorm area.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and I saw the spiders and I saw the geckos and they're so close. And for
Yeah.
me, I have a phobia from spiders, and I had to decide there and then to stay or to go
Yeah.
because if you remember the dorms, they had no walls and the air is
Yeah.
coming in and the geckos are crawling all over.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I
It's
had to
very different. Yeah.
I had to put off that button in my head that how am I gonna sleep? And so only the sheet that they put just to cover up so in case a spider wants decide to fall down or a gecko just slip and fall. And I
Or
said,
a
okay,
mouse.
exactly. I remember I was on the phone with my friend and she said, this is not what you agreed on. You should pack your things. Go. I'll send you the
Yeah.
money. You book a hotel. I said, no. I decided to come. I'm going to take this challenge and I'm going to stay.
Mm-mm.
The
Yeah.
moment I said that, and it was really from my heart, my
Mm.
brain calmed down and I
Yeah.
had the best night's sleep ever.
Wow.
And
Yeah,
it
with
was like
the
that.
Koki frogs in the background. Koki, Koki.
And I would say I am proud of myself. Let's take it one
Yeah.
day at a time. Everything went good. The geckos are having breakfast with me on the table. It was so cute.
Yeah.
Saying that, it actually brings me to one thing that is when you change the way you see things, things
Mm.
you see, they change.
Yes.
And not necessarily that they change, but they actually go with the energy that you're sharing. It's
Mm-mm-mm.
almost like they feel your energy and they start feeling what you feel. So everything
Yeah.
was sparkling, everything was quiet and calm. That's the same way with love because love is a frequency. When you tap into that frequency, you become the source.
Mm.
It starts emanating from you, and then everything around you will sense that,
Mm.
will go with that vibe. When someone is not aligned with that, they will decide to go, and you don't have to do anything. You don't have to tell them
Yeah.
anything.
A lot of people say different things are frequencies and we're all vibration. So what
Hmm.
differs love as a frequency from other frequency?
If you can give me an example of other frequencies, we
Well,
can make it.
joy is a very high vibration or
Yes, it
frequency.
is.
Sadness could be on the other end of the spectrum.
I learned a lot from David Hawkins. So he's the one who actually did the scale,
Mm,
and he was talking about shame is the lowest vibration.
I did not know that. Yeah.
So shame is the lowest vibration because when you're in shame, you blaming yourself. You're not happy with it.
Yeah.
You don't like yourself. because here we can add that there will be traumas included.
Mm.
So if, for example, failing is shameful
Yeah.
when that's what you've been taught, that's what you believe. So whenever you try to do something and then
Mm.
you fail, you fall into the energy of shame, you know.
Okay. Yeah.
When you operate from that energy, you rarely have any physical energy,
Yeah.
because everything you want to do, the emotion is actually energy in motion. If you split the word, it's energy in
Ah,
motion.
yeah. Okay. Nice.
For us to have the energy, so I have to pay attention to what is the emotion that I am feeling right now.
Yeah.
This is why the seven chakras,
Mm-hmm.
so each
Yeah.
one is responsible for a certain energy that will boost
Mm-hmm.
your physical motion.
Mm-hmm.
So if we don't pay attention to what I'm feeling right now and I'm just reactive and just go on with my day, that is
Yeah.
basically my traumas and my belief system that is taking charge.
Mm.
When I pay attention to what I'm feeling, I have all the power to shift that energy and shift that
Yeah.
emotion. And that's why they said when you want abundance, start you cannot be feeling abundance when you feel lack.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So
So
because
true.
we have exactly because we have both the energies, they
Mm.
both exist inside of us. So
Yeah.
which energy I connect to, which energy I choose, which is the emotion itself, that's
Yeah.
the emotion that will drive my action, my responses, my decisions, and so on
Mm.
and so forth. This
Mm.
is the difference between a high frequency and a lower frequency. A low frequency means you will have low energy. And
Yeah.
low energy, your drive is based on negative emotion, negative
Sure.
thoughts, negative stories. It's like the idea you see something, then you
Yeah.
have perspective, and the emotion will start when you start giving it images and telling a story. When you change the narrative, you will change the emotion.
Yeah.
But it's a practice. The more we observe ourselves and then really go deep inside, you
Yeah.
will start feeling your body. You will start paying attention to the emotion that rises
Mm.
in different circumstances, different
Yeah.
situations, different people. And
Yeah.
that's what actually helps to shift.
Well, can you give me an example when you felt very low frequency, for example, shame or sadness, and how you use the process you just described to reconnect with love?
Let's say most common examples that happens are with relationships with other human beings.
Okay.
So if I pick
With
I pick
animals, it's easy. I can tell you right now.
when I decided to come back home, it was so difficult
Sure.
being abroad for 20 more years. You know,
Yeah.
when you decide to come back home, that means you made so much money that you're actually very, very stable. You're gonna open up a business, you're gonna buy a property, and
Hmm.
it's like la vida loca, the abundance, the wealth, everything they expect.
Yeah.
However, what
That's a
happened
lot
to
of
me?
pressure.
Exactly what happened to me when I came back, I needed someone to take care of me financially
Sure.
because I had debts and then it was Corona time, everything was
Yeah.
upside down.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was feeling ashamed. It took me so long to decide to come back. But then when I dug in the layers of why am I actually taking that much time to decide, I'm,
Yeah.
I'm feeling ashamed to come back home and somebody has to take care of me financially after 20 some years of work that I have no savings. It's a moment of connection between me
Mm.
and that part of me that feeling ashamed and
Yeah.
that part of me that wants to really change the whole perspective. So I sat with myself. I said it out loud. I
Yeah.
am feeling ashamed.
Mm.
Hanan, you are feeling ashamed. The moment you actually say it out loud to yourself,
Yeah.
and especially if you're talking in front of a mirror, I would really, really suggest that you use a mirror because then
Hmm.
you look into your eyes and
Yeah.
literally say exactly how you feel. See, it's almost like I was talking to my best friend, being vulnerable to the bone. I said, Hanan, you're feeling ashamed. Yes, I am feeling ashamed. Okay, so what can I do for you?
Yeah.
How can I help you to get out of this and allow this emotion to just leave? The moment I
Mm.
said I'm feeling ashamed, that I felt like there's a mountain that actually just subsided.
Yeah. And you
literally.
brought it to light instead of, hiding
Exactly.
it.
Exactly. We say from the unconscious to the conscious. So
Hmm.
when you do
Yeah.
that, so the conscious mind now knows that this is what's going on, and he
Yeah.
starts giving you ideas how to deal with it.
Hmm.
When you bring it to light, this is the moment where you choose either you want to be more ashamed of
Yeah.
yourself or you want to be compassionate with yourself. It's like a little girl that is ashamed,
Mm.
and not only
Yeah.
that, the fear came up. The guilt showed itself to me. I was not sure what to do. The doubt
Mm.
came up,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
okay, I said this is too much for me to deal with all of that. Let's
Mm.
take one at a time. Now
Yeah.
that I see them, I can deal with them. So how did I
Mm.
do that? First, I admitted that this is what I feel. The
Yeah.
second thing, we are like fragments
Mm.
inside of us. There is that
Yeah.
5 year old, there is that 6 year old, there's that 12-year-old. If I take my example, Hanan, that is 5 or 16 or 12, she gone through situations where she felt ashamed. So
Yeah.
I needed to reconnect with that and know how old is she, the one that is literally feeling ashamed. It's not the adult.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the one that heard a story that when something like this happened,
Yeah.
this is shameful.
Mm. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not
So
the adult.
connect with that inner child.
Exactly. Because of the hypnotherapy background, it helped me a lot. I do self hypnosis.
Yeah.
However, if someone is going through something like this, I would definitely suggest talk to someone
Sure.
to help them get acquainted with this inner child that is actually
Yeah.
hurt and has a need that hasn't been fulfilled at one given time, and
Yeah.
wants to fulfill it now, but they don't know how.
A little stuck.
Yes, exactly. Even though with my background, I reached a level where I needed some help. So I reached to a friend of mine who is a coach. He helped me with some of my difficulties into dealing with this emotion because, as I said, shame, anger, guilt
Mm.
came up. This is quite an overwhelming situation.
Yeah, it
And then
is.
I'm happy that they all showed themselves to me. However, I needed someone to really guide me how to do. But
Yeah.
that first initiation, having the intention to really take care of myself and allowing that emotion to come to the conscious, that was the key.
You're teachers in some ways as well. They're guiding you.
Indeed, what I discovered is the emotions that come either negative or positive, they're just a message telling you what are you thinking, processing, and how you're processing it. Active, what is the story you're telling yourself?
Mm.
It's not the end of the world. The trends that are going on, like you should be positive all the time.
No, I don't
Positivity has
believe that at all. I don't
no,
think
because
that
it's
helps.
exactly what is actually positivity. For my
Mm.
personal opinion, positivity is having that mindset that whenever you're faced with any difficult situation, trust yourself that there always going to be a solution.
Mm. Yeah.
It's not that even though things are really collapsing, but they have to be happy and smile. The reason why we having those stuck emotions everywhere in our body is we play this game. I need to be
Mm.
positive. Every emotion wants to be recognized like a little child. I feel
Mm.
sad.
Yeah.
Yes, I am feeling sad at this moment. Allow it to tell you the reason why it's here. It's visiting.
Mm.
Emotions are not yours. They're not
Yeah.
mine. I am not sad. I am feeling sad. This is the difference
Hmm. Yeah.
because
Or
I
I
am,
notice I am feeling sad, which
yes,
distance yourself even more perspective.
exactly. You become the observer of your emotion, learn from it, and allow it to leave. Because some
Mm. Yeah.
people they like to keep that emotion, and it becomes the drive.
It becomes addictive for some people, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I always ask, what are you gaining from it? Allow things to evolve, to move. That
More flow, more ease.
exactly, exactly.
Mm.
And there is something I learned from you actually. That
Really?
literally, yes, of course. And I tell my friends, my family, I met this friend of mine. Whenever you want to make a decision about anything, even like the smallest, you always take a moment and you say, what do I want? You take a breath and you allow it to set. It's almost like, for me, I see you like you're talking to your heart rather than using your brain, and allowing your brain to process, and then, okay, yeah, I want that, with such an ease that actually taught me a lot.
Thank you for sharing that. Spending time in nature and with animals, wild animals like dolphins, for example, that helped me a lot to come back to the heart. Well, thank you so much, my friend. Thank you for your wisdom and your time.